This week's secret password is a school. You will notice on your map this week that there are no schools marked, and that is because we all go to so many different schools in the area. So ask a parent where your school will be and put your person near your school. We have 3 schools right in town and 1 just outside of town. So there are many different places that we all go to learn and play. It is going to be so exciting for some of you. This will be your very first year of school, and you'll get to meet all of the wonderful teachers and new friends and learn so many amazing things this year. Let's spend today's story time talking about our school. I can't believe it! This is our very last story time of the summer. Today, we are reading a book about school. I know! School is going to be happening very soon. But have you ever wondered what it's like for school's first day of school? How does your school feel when all of the kids come back to play? School's First Day of School, story by Adam Rex and pictures by Christian Robinson. That summer, they dug up the big field and poured the foundation. They set brick on top of brick until they had built a school. A sign above the door read Frederick Douglass Elementary. That's a good name for me, thought the school. This looks like a beautiful school. There's painted murals on both sides of the door and a nice bright sign that says the school's name, and the classrooms look really clean and happy. Most days, a man named Janitor came to mop the school and buff his floors and wash his windows. This is so nice, the school said to Janitor. Just the 2 of us. It won't be just us for long, said Janitor. Soon the teachers will come, and then you'll be filled with children. The school creaked. Children? All kinds of children. They'll come to play games and to learn. Oh, said the school. Will you still be here? You'll see me after the school day is over, said Janitor. Don't worry, you'll like the children. But the school thought that the janitor was probably wrong about that. It sounds like school is feeling a tiny bit nervous. This is school's first day of school ever. He has never done a school day before. Do you get butterflies before the first day of school as well? Then they came. The children came, and there were more of them than the school could have possibly imagined. They got everywhere. They opened and closed all of his doors and lockers and drank water from his fountains, and they played on his jungle gym. So that's what that is for, thought the school. Some of the older kids gathered by the school's back fence and showed each other their bored faces. This place stinks, said one, and the school gasped. I hate school, said another with puffy hair, and his friends agreed. The school sagged a little. Poor school. Those kids are saying that school stinks. And he doesn't stink. He has a really cool school. But school doesn't know that sometimes people do that just to show off. Let's see how school handles the rest of the day. One very small girl with freckles didn't want to come inside the school at all. Her mother had to carry her. I must be awful, the school whispered to himself. Later, he squirted the puffy-haired kid in the face at the water fountain, but then he felt bad about it afterward. School watched the kindergarten kids sit on one of his rugs. The teacher said,
As we go around the circle, please tell us your name. There was an Aiden, and a Max, and a Bella, and another Aiden, and an Emma, and a Kaden, and a Chloe. The small girl with the freckles was next, but she wouldn't speak. She only stared at her shoes until the teacher moved on. I don't like school, she whispered into her lap. Well, thought the school, maybe school doesn't like you either. It sounds like the little girl with the freckles is having a nervous and a bit sad day, and school is also having a nervous and a bit sad day, and that's causing them to not be very nice. I hope he can turn this day around. The first day of school should be exciting and full of new fun things. The children were in their chairs, finally. But just as school was starting to relax, his fire alarm sounded, and all the children exited and walked to the other side of the field and just stared at him. He was so embarrassed. He held his doors open for them when they returned. Sorry, he said as the first child entered. Sorry, 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 he told them all, even the girl with the freckles. At 12 o'clock, the school was filled with food. At 12:30, the school was filled with garbage. At one table, a boy told a funny joke, and another boy laughed so hard that milk came out of his nose. Ugh, now I'm covered with nose milk, thought the school. He had to admit, though, it was a pretty funny joke. Even the girl with the freckles liked it. Lunchtime is always so fun. That is a time where you can talk with everyone in your class and meet new friends and find out things that you all have in common. And it looks like it's really helping the girl with the freckles, who was a bit nervous. And look, there's the boy squirting the nose milk. After lunch, the kindergarten kids learned about shapes. A rectangle has 4 sides, said the teacher. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a square has 4 sides too. In fact, a square is actually a special kind of rectangle. Wow, said the school. I did not know that. Afterward, the children made pictures with glitter and paste. The girl with freckles made a picture of the school. It looks just like me, thought the school. Do you think I could have your picture? The teacher asked her. Don't tell anyone, but I think it's the best. The school thought she was probably right about that. The freckled girl smiled when the teacher stuck her drawing onto the school wall with a pushpin. Ouch, said the school. But he didn't mind. Not really. The little girl with the freckles is having such a great day now, and she's done some wonderful art, and the teacher is hanging it up for all her classmates to see. At 3 o'clock, the parents came to pick up the children. And at 3:30, janitor came to pick up the school. I was full of kids, the school told him. And I heard a joke, and I accidentally had a fire drill, but everybody was nice about it. And I listened to a classroom, and I learned about shapes. You had a big day, said janitor. Do you think, the school said, do you think I could invite everyone to come back tomorrow? Especially that little freckled girl? Janitor nodded. I'll see what I can do. Later, janitor sat on top of the school and they watched the sun go down. In the beginning, I didn't know what I was, said the school. I thought I was your house. Nope, said the janitor. I suppose some other place gets to be your house, the school added. Janitor nodded. That's true, but you get to be a school. That's lucky. And the school thought he was probably right about that. The end. Many of you have a school that you will be going to in the next couple of weeks, and it will be so lucky to have you. Like I said, this is our very last story time of the summer, and we won't be having any more until later in September after everyone starts school. Now it's time for us to do a school craft, but this time we are making a school bus.
This will be our very last craft together until the end of September, so let's work really hard and make it look great. In our Storytime bundle today, we have a picture of a school and a picture of a bunch of friends in a classroom. We also have an envelope, and inside this envelope, if you dump everything out, you have a ton of yellow tissue paper, 2 black circles for wheels, and then 3 windows. And if you haven't guessed what we're making yet, this will give it away. A sign that says school bus. That's right, we are going to turn this paper plate into a yellow school bus. To start, let's take our glue stick and we are going to put glue all over our whole plate. I find when we're working with tissue paper, this is the easiest way to make everything stick and have a little less mess. So I covered my whole plate with glue, and now it's time to stick on our yellow tissue paper. Make sure you take your tissue paper and rub it between your fingers a little bit to separate it, because tissue paper is tricky and gets stuck together very easily. You want to make sure you have enough to cover your whole school bus. I used every last piece of my tissue paper, and here is my yellow bus. Now we just have to add the finishing touches. Friends that are going back to school in a couple of weeks, you are going to have so much practice with cutting and gluing from all of the crafts we did this summer. Your teachers will be amazed. Here I go, I'm sticking the wheels on the bottom of our bus, and like we did with a craft in the winter, if you hang your wheels off the bottom of your bus, it makes it look a lot like a real car driving on the road. Now we're going to add our 3 windows, and we'll put one right near the front of our bus so it looks like a windshield, and then 2 more along the top. And last but not least, our school bus sign. We'll put some glue on the back of it and glue it right in the middle. And that's it, my friends. That is our very last Storytime craft for this summer. And let's not forget to practice one more time writing our name on the back of our work. Thank you so much for doing these crafts with me all summer. It was so much fun to see all of your amazing work, and I can't wait until I see you again at our next story time.